Several months ago, I told you a story about a man who calls himself the Lunatic. Subsequently, we here at this broadcast received a tremendous amount of mail. Some of it supportive of the Lunatic's actions, others critical. Due to the popularity of that story, we've come back to find him at the helm of a new entrepreneurial enterprise.
Do you think there's anything on my nose right here? We're good? Okay. I'd just like everyone to say thank you. Welcome to my office. This is where I do all my working. It's the only place I can feel I can really get away from the madness that is the children out there. Will you guys quiet down out there for a moment, please? Quiet down.
Maybe we could play a little bit quieter. I think particularly this instrument, just a little bit quieter.
Much to his surprise, the Lunatic's efforts with the homeless met a sour end.
The homeless bonded up and they turned against me. They wanted to form a union.
My colleagues did not feel like they were appropriately paid.
Now, I don't know if you know anything about mutiny, but it is a cruel, cold-hearted bitch of betrayal. And they'll just leave you without anything. After all you've done for them, they'll just leave you. One of them will sneak away and call 911 on a payphone, and you have to flee in a very quick fashion in your minivan. There was a while there I had to rethink my life. Who could I help? And then I took a page right out of the Jesus Work Manual, and I was like, I know who I can help. The children. They haven't had a lifetime of drugs and alcohol that drag them down. They've been living under the bridge, eating bones of fried chicken that someone left from the Albertsons in a nearby place. No, these kids want to learn. They want to listen. They want to help. Why do you think Hitler started with kids? I set up a little booth outside a local school open house, providing cheap daycare. People just signed right on. Parents will leave their kids with anyone. Luckily, I'm a very, very honest person.
To assist him in this new endeavor, the Lunatic recruited a familiar face from his tumultuous past.
When I first started the daycare school, there's only one man I knew that I could rely on, that I know would be accountable, would show up and help these kids to a higher level of education.
I've always felt that the working man works for the man who's in charge, and that's the Lunatic.
Tennessee, make sure they get the spots, okay?
Yes, sir.
Make sure they get the spots.
Yes, sir.
So we get the spots. You know what that means?
Everyone gets a Pop-Tart for lunch.
Well, some of you might only get granola bars because you're having a poor performance, so just know that.
Closer to the ground. He's gonna not give me a Pop-Tart if all of this floor is not clean, and I want that Pop-Tart.
I think you're not gonna get it.
Well, Tyler, as you know, he has this thing where he doesn't like to get money, as in, like, I don't like to pay him money.
I get 2 juice boxes for every class that I teach. And so that way I know when a class is done is when I get the juice boxes. Thank you so much.
You do good work.
Thank you for everything. And this is just one of the juice boxes. I put some away. I put one right here. I have developed a savings account, pretty much this jacket. So I have a couple of Pop-Tarts right here, which we're still looking for a toaster. If anybody wants to donate that is something that we do need, so we can have hot Pop-Tarts.
I mean, every now and then I'm like, you know what, your shirt looks ratty, you haven't done it in a while. And we either go steal one or we go to the Goodwill and get one.
When I work with the Lunatic, for the Lunatic, I know that we are doing right by these kids. I know it.
What do you think makes you and the Lunatic qualified to look after children?
Sometimes they get upset.
You know, I've always felt very childlike myself.
You don't really need a lot to work with children. All you really need is like some sort of degree online. I never filled it out.
I love these little kids, and I think that we have something to offer them.
The Lunatic insisted he be considered first and foremost an educator, not just another child care provider.
This is not just an everyday daycare, all right? This is a place of learning. For example, we teach the kids how to sew, homemaking skills. Now children, I want you to do really good at sewing today. Because as you know, this is one of the ways that we make money here at the daycare school.
There we go.
Oh, keep working. Don't stop. Now, have you ever made tennis shoes before? We teach the kids how to maintain a clean environment.
These chemicals stink.
Sometimes I'll party like hard the night before just to mess it up, just so we have something to do that day. Have you seen the house? It's fucking spotless. We teach the kids how to cook. We have an excellent culinary school. You get a peanut butter chocolate chip granola bar. You get a chocolate chip granola bar. So go ahead and eat these down as lunch. Again, remember, why do we need to cook, kids? Why do we need to cook when we can just get processed food, right? We also offer another class. I feel it's building the backbone to the children. It really helps them really know their way around, and that is our Streetwise program.
So we got some instruments for everybody. Is anyone proficient at any of these instruments? Maybe a little more melodic. No, you're looking too happy right now. You have to look sad. Can you look sad? Look sad. Sad faces. Sad faces.
What about like math, science, reading, alphabet, stuff like that?
It's not important. I'm basically preparing them for any jobs that you might know. Like, let's say janitorial work, right? Maybe some of them want to work in sweatshops. Wonderful. No matter what, we're giving them the skill set to go out there and survive in this world.
Every program that we have, if it's music or art or cleaning, those are the important things that every person growing up in this country needs to be able to do, is clean and a basic level of cooking and to be able to make masks.
The Lunatics' attempt at revolutionizing both childcare and education has not gone without criticism.
Some people say that this is child labor, that I'm just using the children. And I have to say that is just not true at all. Just like a college or a university, I'm giving them a small allowance for all their hard work. I know what you're saying. You're like, oh, is the lunatic really going to give us money? $2. $2. Oh, that's a 5. What's that do? No, that's mine. That's mine. $2.
We all get those.
And now for my most special, favorite employee. Pop-Tarts.
Thank you.
I also got you know what this is?
It's a pudding, but it has 2 different chocolate flavors. They're both chocolate. This is my favorite.
You're probably thinking, why don't I have a pudding cup? I want a pudding cup, right?
Yeah.
$1. For one of your dollars, I will give you this pudding cup.
Okay.
You ready to make that deal? Yeah, let's make that deal. Here we go. Everyone gets a pudding
Everyone
cup.
wants a pudding.
Everybody gets a pudding cup. Now you're probably thinking, wow, how am I going to wash this down? So you probably, you know what? For $1 more, I will not only give you a juice box, I will give you an apple juice box.
Ooh, yummy.
Yummy. Americans everywhere are just, getting into too much debt. They're taking out credit cards they don't need. We are the only daycare school in town that is teaching the children how to live within their means. See, this is budgeting. This is how budgeting works. You guys, not only did you walk away with money, you spent that money on valuable goods. Yeah, what do we say?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What do we say? Lunatic, you're awesome.
Lunatic, you're
You're
awesome.
amazing.
Thank you. Like the Teachers Association, stuff like that say it's just not right what we're doing. And I say bull stuff. Can I say shit? Bullshit. Because basically, I don't know if they know this, but I right now am building a new platform for education. Like, did you know that I'm building lesson plans for third world countries like Haiti, China, Kazakhstan?
Do you think the educational system has something to learn from your model?
Absolutely. I think what they need to be taking some notes. They need me to speak at their school and pay them a lot of money just to tell them how to do what we do here.
I mean, they need to pay you a lot of money.
Yeah, me a lot of money. Did I say you? Think about it. If they did at schools what I do, you wouldn't have to pay for a janitor.
Many of the Lunatic's critics consider him repugnant, immoral, even dim-witted. But whatever the lunatic may lack in moral scruples or intelligence. He more than makes up for with the boldness of his ideas and the audacity to see them to fruition.